Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Eve. You've been divinely guided by Holy Spirit. You're tuning on a piece of the puzzle. We'll have a piece over here and a piece over here, and typically I am the connecting dot by connecting pieces. So welcome to give me a half hand. So welcome. I talking about nail flexion. So um, I am going to put this out. I haven't written anything down, and I am in a public place, and I'm actually in a restaurant. And I'm going to turn on closed caption just in case you cannot hear me. But I believe I have these two videos to put out tonight. So um, let me get into it. What the names are. This is along the lines of music programming warfare. Music programming warfare. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to put it, and maybe even I have to re-record this video afterwards, but because I really didn't sit down, but I need to kind of get them up and out. I need to be aware. So I'm going to explain kind of what happened. That's kind of cool. I have my jacket halfway on. There is a fly around here, so he's been buzzing around. He's been buzzing around here. Oh, so I'm hoping he don't come around. But I'm going to try to explain to the best of my ability, but I'm going to tie in as the end video here, the video that is elemental magic. Elemental magic. Um, for people who go to church, don't believe in shapeshifters, uh, first generational. You're not a first generational first breaker. This video is probably not for you. You're not gonna understand. It's not gonna make sense to you. And as a matter of fact, hold on one second, guys. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be like, she's Lulu. She's the Lulu. But I'm not. Your warfare is based on the level of your assignment here on earth with God, but it's also based on those factors and predicated on those factors as well. So if you don't deal with aliens and shapeshifters and you have a wonderful church life and you go to church and you sing and it's just sunshine and roses, we're happy for you. I know I am. Some of us have higher levels of warfare. So it's just our assignment that we've been given by God. It's different based on that. So this is covering that. So take what you need, leave what you don't. Um, if it's not for you, you're welcome to click off the video. But I always strongly suggest that you watch the video because at a later time, when someone is explaining something to you, something may click. You're like, I think I heard that on a video somewhere. So sometimes the Lord will guide you to watch a video just for that reason too. So I am going to give the information to the best of my ability because, like I said, I didn't script it. So I'm going to try to explain some very um, a little bit harder than normal concepts and break them down into bite-sized pieces for you as much as possible. Because if this is the first time you've been introduced to these things, it is going to be very odd. It's going to be very unusual. You're not going to understand it. And I'll be honest with you guys, this I did not know existed until I experienced it and still experience it today. So, but there is a key in reference to why we are experiencing it and why we are becoming more sensitive in the spirit. And becoming more sensitive makes you more sensitive to these things too. And the enemy knew this. Um, because this is the way that it is in heaven. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So I'm going to get into it. So music programming warfare. So I was not aware until I came against very high warfare, and I still come against it in reference to this. And let me go ahead and put this down here. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, so sweet. Um, where did I start, Holy Spirit? Okay. He's saying start here. So we need to get into this first. Think down. Let's do a separate video. No, he said this is fine. Okay, so there's different types of magic, okay? And I've gone over elemental magic. Elemental magic involves air, water, fire, and earth. These are things that the dark side taps into and harnesses the energy of those things collectively to create negative outcomes, is what we're going to say. in people's lives. There's different variances of magic, and dark magic. Black magic, of course, most of the time I'm speaking of dark magic because that is what I'm more familiar with, and deal with more often, and I'm tapped with more often. Um, there's varying levels of magic. There is white magic, which is termed good, um, and then dark magic, which is definitely termed bad. But all of it is magic. There's that fly. I apologize, guys. Um, I bind you by the blood. Oh, yeah. So I knew that because I was like, that's the enemy. He's just been a lawyer. That's another story. And you get on me. So within the category of magic, any type of magic, different things can be used. And this is the piece that's tying into the alien piece as well as symbolics. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. He brought it to me. He said, okay, to say this. So in magic, they use symbols to actually um do things, is what he's telling me to say. So for instance, and he just flashed it in my eye, so I know he said, for instance, darling, he said, say, and it's true that they use the pentagram, which is a star, and it has a circle on the outside, in order to protect themselves and bind that by the blood wing. And that is a symbol, is what the Holy Spirit said to say. That is a symbol. Okay. So they also use different symbols in different things. What he just showed me in my vision, I didn't know that word, but okay. Um, he just showed me someone taking a red candle and carving like with a pencil or anything, like they were using like a metal tip of something, carving like a heart for like a what do you call them? Relationship spells. So spells that would affect the outcome of a relationship. And the heart is a symbol, a universal symbol. Okay. So heard that too, Holy Spirit. So he wants me to say this. So for instance, mathematics is a universal language. We've gone over that on some of their videos. Symbols are universal typically. They can mean different things, different places, but typically a heart means a heart. Okay. These symbols are also used in dark magic. Okay? Within dark magic, there is something called a sigil, SIGIL, or sigil. Okay, these are symbols that have been downloaded sometimes by entities, or in just some cases symbols. Okay, but I'm gonna just keep both of those in mind. Okay, and within these symbols are encoded um, meaning. I would strongly suggest that you look up crop circles. Crop circles are also what, if you look up, there's just Google video for crop circles. If you just Google that, tons will come up and you'll see that a lot of these are symbols. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He said, daughter, say they're like hieroglyphs in Egypt. Okay. So those are symbols meaning something. Okay. So, and they are typically universal. Okay, so you know what a dog means a dog, a cat means a cat, human means a human, things of that nature. A basket means a basket, symbols, they mean different things. So in a lot of these though, what happens, I knew that's why I was gonna give me y'all, it's been interesting lately. So I wanna go and just slack it. Uh, so they are symbols. They mean things like hieroglyphs did. And if you remember, the hieroglyphs were on the pyramid walls. Okay, so how do I put this word? So sigils are like symbols or hieroglyphs. Okay, and with these, um, I heard you, Lord. They can infuse, is what he's saying to say, imbue, um, kind of like in project meaning into these so that these universal things happen. These universal outcomes is what it's saying to say. Um, it's also not like Reiki. Those symbols have meaning and they infuse energy. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Lord, y'all, this is trying to tell you. Um, those symbols have energy infused in them to do certain things. Okay. So sigils do the same thing, and this is a type of magic. Okay. So I was not even aware until recently. Take my shirt and pick this wire in spirit. Oh my gosh. So, man, they just mad at me lately. Um, so they have things infused in them, like energy. How do I say this, Holy Spirit? Okay, I heard that. So you can infuse energy into anything, is what he's saying to say. Um, to create an outcome, is what he's trying to say. But you can also combine these things, which is the sigil and elemental magic. And this is where it's dangerous. And then other stuff. I did not know it. He's saying layered magic, layered magic, layered. So he's saying that this is a form of layered magic. Okay. Um, how do I even explain that, Lord, for people, for the lay term? He's showing me in my vision. Okay, he's saying to say that layered magic is like I mentioned before, it's like an onion, but he showed me in my vision like um, layers of the earth. So like you have sedimentary layers of the earth is what he said to say. So you have like layer one, layer two, layer three, layer four. But you can also take different, what he's saying to say is modalities of magic and then layer them on top of one another for a more powerful outcome is what he's saying to say. And with this is what we're going to get into. So I was not aware, I was aware of layered magic, but I wasn't aware of it on this level until I experienced it. And I knew something was, my body even knew something was off. I knew something was off, but I couldn't explain what it was. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Couldn't explain what it was. Okay. For a while. And it was like I was given revelation of it. And this video, this is why y'all seeing this live, is the enemy is mad about this. And the next video. And you'll see why. Um, so you can take these things and layer them. So what I personally experienced was this, a pretty um persistent witch. I mean, this chick casts for 9 hours a day. I don't even know how she works, in all honesty. Um, on me, like literally. I really don't know how she works. And really it just changes her schedule around me. So I would hear these, I put it, rhythmic beats, and she would say it in her car in cast. And I hear these rhythmic beats. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Right. And it just didn't feel right to me. Right. And especially for y'all that know I've been celibate for many years, and all that kind of stuff. So, and try to listen to stuff that's not too bad, like whatsoever. And the Holy Spirit will convict me anyway. If it is, unless he's trying to teach me. As y'all see, sometimes he tries to teach, he does teach me with some raw stuff. Y'all do see that. But like, I can literally get a no, as y'all see, like, no, daughter. I was trying to listen to Shardy, as y'all see, by Flowers, and the Lord was like, no, y'all saw, I posted it on the community tab. So he does correct me. So really quickly. So I was hearing these rhythmic beats, and it just seemed odd to me. And this is for people who do deal with Nephilim, shapeshifter, warfare specifically. Um, if you're dealing with that on that level, welcome to the club. So, and I was hearing these beats, and I'm like, I would always hear her playing these beats, and I knew that she was in. She has an immature part, so I knew she actually was doing some type of um, magic, but I couldn't figure out why. And the Holy Spirit had to reveal a portion of this. So what was happening was And I'm going to try my best to explain. So just imagine a sigil is like, we'll just use like a shape of a G. So she was combining the sigils with elemental magic and music, and hiding the spells through music. Y'all, y'all saw that, right? And hiding the spells through music. And that's the light of God coming on. And just hiding them within this. So, which is a whole nother level of sadistic evil. And I was like, what in the world? And I didn't know. I just felt really unusual when this was happening. And it was to encode things into me and to infuse the magic into me when I slept. Y'all, I'm telling you, my warfare is no joke. So, to infuse things into me when I slept, I am to make the body aware of this because it's this awareness of this is key. And it sounded like regular music, just a little bit on and off. So she was layering this. This particular person is a human handler too, to be honest with you. So, and she was infusing it to control things, y'all. So it is a form of music warfare, um, music warfare programming. And one modality of its own, so let's just say magic on its own, has, some power in it. Then when you add the elemental magic on top of it, and then the music um, on top of it as well, and the sigils, it's overriding, thank you, Holy Spirit, your free will to resist it. Okay? It literally is trying to bypass your free will to resist it. And what I noticed was this, hence I'm making this video, why this is key, is I noticed it from another person somewhere else later on, and they were sitting in a parking lot. So these dark workers are sitting in parking lots and sitting in different places to do this. Now, this does tie directly into the next video. And this also ties into the other human trafficking video that I made here before. So I'm going to link them all together. But the Lord wanted me to put it out here because it's not just being used in human trafficking. So this music, when you're listening to it, is overriding your natural some bypassing the conscious and going directly into the subconscious, but also going directly into other things in you without you knowing. Okay, so you may be in a crowd and someone's playing this, and you don't even realize that the enemy is trying to take root. And he's so sneaky and sadistic and evil on that. But I can't stand him. That he is doing this. So you have to pray to the Holy Spirit. This is also why he's been telling you and certain people, I know for a fact that watch my videos, don't go certain places. Listen to his instructions. There's a reason for it. Okay, don't go here, and follow the instructions by the Holy Spirit succinctly, because you don't know what is out there and what they're doing. But they are actually, hang on, let's see. I did link Gabby Wilson to the other video, previous video too, which is Mordecai's Eyes. So it's down there now, guys, and you can go and watch that video. And that ties into this too. If you're paying attention, how she got music, and that ties into this. This music is going to be a theme for a little bit too, on certain videos. So, um, and thank you. So he said to say, because the glory children are going to be more um, sensitive to music, and the enemy knew this. So that's key through Mordecai's eyes, and Mordecai protecting Easter's spiritual purpose, okay, and the covering. So the same thing with this on a different level. It's linked. It's music. So they're going to become more musically sensitive. And the enemy is setting up traps, and it's already deploying them. So you're going to have to be aware of where you heard that. I heard the Holy Spirit of where your kids go and what they listen to. And I heard the Holy Spirit say, some of y'all are going to homeschool your kids, because the enemy is going to try to sadistically um, ensnare them in music and the school system through some of these things. And because people are not aware of it, um, you would easily fall into it thinking it's just music. It's not just music. And this is not just music that they're using. They're encoding spells within the music. So I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Holy Spirit, is there anything that you want to say? He said, be vigilant and aware. Oh, okay, I heard that. He said, pray into this message. He said, even if you're not understanding it, he said, pray into this message, and he's going to give you more revelation of it. And he's going to bring things to you that are going to confirm what I'm saying here. If this video is in fact for you, okay? I keep seeing my Holy Spirit. Thank you. He said, in particular, what he's showing me is later, he's showing me a glory child. And I think she's about the age of, she's about Gabby's age, about 9, between 9 and 12. I would say 9 and 11 is probably more accurate. And she's in school, and how the enemy is going to try to do this. So, and she's like a river, but she's very sensitive. And I just met one of those kids that are more sensitive. They've been slowly coming here. Oh, I just felt chills. It's all right. Oh gosh. They've been slowly coming here on certain levels. They're just so sensitive to these things. So, as the protector, as a husband, as the wife, it is our job, you know, as parents, to protect them from these things that the enemy's going to try to introduce. Where's the child? Here's the guy that the enemy's going to try to introduce. And it is so, like I said, subtle and sadistic. You would not be aware. That's why the video has to be put out so that you're aware of it. So let me see. Anything else? So I would suggest that you look up videos on crop circles, SIGILS, in magic, and see go to images that's about, you're not maybe watching a video, you can understand. The Lord leads you to watch a video on it, do. I'm not going to leave any links down here, because I'm going to, the Holy Spirit saying, don't do that in this particular video. Let them, I'm going to speak to them about it, because he's telling me to get this out, and he wants them to get the, what he said, he wants you to get the awareness of how it has to happen, is what he said. So, so let's see, what else, Lord? Is that it? Yeah, so he said, yeah, he said, so for those school programs that are involving music and young kids, please be aware. Um, that's key. Um, definitely prayer. And that's also why the judge spirit is in schools. But he said this is going to become more for now. Also, I've been noticing it through AI. AI is using it too. This music is healing. Worship is healing. There's healing and deliverance can come through worship. And we're all, I know I am seeing it. I don't know anybody else, but you should be seeing it. I'm worshiping more now, and thank God. And so the more we're worshiping, the more the healing and deliverance is coming through. But also, the enemy wants to infiltrate, is what he's saying, that modalities to be used to for evil, is what he's saying. So, and we bind him and bust him in the head with the Holy Spirit breast, not was dipped in blood and Holy Spirit oil. Eyes for him. So that's, I believe that's all I have for this video. So let's see. Lord, did I get everything? Yes. Okay. So that's it for this video. All of these connect. So the previous one, Mordecai's eyes, this one, and the next one connect. You're gonna have to put the pieces together or take them apart as you need them. So I will see you guys in the next video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.